Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Cups and Cakes Vinyl Unveil, the show where I open Canadian LPs for you, show them off, show you how great it is to purchase music in a physical medium. The advantages: you get the beautiful artwork, you get the beautiful, warm, crisp sound when you put it on the turntable, and you get to know that you are doing a lot more to support your favorite Canadian musicians than simply streaming them on Spotify. And speaking of that, this record is very, very near and dear to me for that particular reason, because I am very excited that a lot of bands are starting to do this. You're seeing it happen. Joe Vickers, Waiting on a Muse, you can't stream it. You can't. You can't even purchase it for download. The only way that you can listen to this record is if you buy it on vinyl. Maybe CD as well. No, I don't think so. I think it's just vinyl. I really do believe it is just vinyl. If you want to listen to this record, you got to pick it up on vinyl. Now, there is a chance that it ends up becoming digital eventually. I actually reached out to Joe to get an answer on that, and he is a farmer, so he's quite busy. It is the summer months, and he has not yet returned my inquiry. I do know that I will hear from him eventually, because I know Joe a little bit, full disclosure. Great human being, and makes great music. And speaking of great, that is a great piece of cover art there. I love it. Really got a nice classic vibe to it, and then just what a great picture. Everything about this is great. That is my word of the day, I guess. If you don't know who Joe Vickers is, you may know him a little bit better through his band Audio Rocketry. They did quite a push and toured Canada quite a bit in the 2000s. Since they're still a band, but they've been a little bit quieter since then. And Joe has been busy farming, and also when he's not farming or making music, he's a coffee roaster too. And he's just an all-around busy guy, but wonderful human being, resides in southern Alberta, still making great music, and I'm very excited. Oh my goodness, look at all the stuff in here. Okay, we've got a lot to see today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start with the booklet. Now, this is why you buy records, ladies and gentlemen. This is the sort of stuff that you get when you make a purchase of getting that actual LP. This is why you do it. And I granted, a record collection does take up space, and if you're, say living in a small apartment in Vancouver, it might not make a lot of sense, and I get it, but one day, I urge everybody to get themselves a record player and start collecting some records, because it really is great. There's that word again. It really is wonderful to be able to, pick up an object, have that tactile feel and experience with it, and you really do have more of an experience. Like, if you're listening to it streaming, you really need to work hard to sit down, tune out the entire world, and really focus. When you're putting stuff on a turntable, you're involved with the music. You're sort of playing a role in the music itself. And this is just, wow, this is awesome. And I mean, you don't even get a booklet like this with a CD. You could never do something this extensive with a CD. Okay. This is a much longer album than I realized. There's a lot of tracks here. I am very excited to hear this. And like I said, the coolest feature about this is that Joe went ahead, got the records pressed, and that's the only way you can hear it. There's been a couple other notable artists that have done this round. And I mean, if you have enough following, like Joe does for sure, you can pull something like this, and it is a really cool way to do it. The last band I can think of was Mahogany Frog. Now you can stream their new album, but for the first 3 months before that album was released digitally, if you pre-ordered it, they sent you the record and you could listen to it at home. Also, JP Lancaster out of Kamloops, something similar. He has released a few of the songs off of his debut album to Spotify, but just a couple of them. The rest of them, if you want to hear them, you have to buy that LP. And it's just, that is ingenuity of the people in the music world trying to find a way to give a little something more to those who are still willing to pay for their music. And I say that, I know you got to pay a subscription to Spotify, but it's not the same. And it does not do much for the artist. Now, look at that. That is a beautiful kind of teal there. Really nice labels. Everything about the packaging of this record is phenomenal. If we had a contest for packaging of the year, this would be a close second behind the Willie Dunn album. Really great stuff. Let's take a look at the code in the runout here. It's got etched, says standard vinyl, V1270107-B. There is another little scribble here. You see those from time to time. On Discogs, they might have some sort of thing that they're calling that. I don't know. And then side A, same thing, standard vinyl right there. And the same code except with an A. And they had that same little squiggle as well that's etched in there. And there you have it. I have not heard a single song off this because I just opened it for you. So I'm very excited. I am going to hit stop on the recording device here. I am going to head over to my turntable. I am immediately going to go put this on and I am going to listen to it. Ladies and gentlemen, please check out this album from Joe Vickers. If you've got a record player, please purchase it because that's the only way you can hear it. And Joe is one of the finest individuals you could ever meet. He is well worth supporting. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Cups and Cakes Vinyl Unveil. I'll be back in another week to open another Canadian LP.